Amazing Ampharos here, and I'm finally getting pretty close to the end of this Final Fantasy IV The After Years run. In this segment, I'm going to take on Bahamut, and finally get him back to the good side. Then after I get Bahamut, I'm going to charge through about 10 floors of this dungeon, which is actually a lot less charging than you might think. There's almost no obstacles in the way, and I'll save at the final save point. But for now, I have to beat Bahamut, and that's actually a pretty non-trivial challenge. Because, to put it lightly, this Bahamut's a jerk, and the mysterious girl is a bigger jerk. The way the fight works is you can only hit Bahamut. Nothing hits the mysterious girl. And he just does his classic countdown from 5 to 1 and use Mega Flare. The mysterious girl peppers your party with random high-level black magic, occasionally haste Bahamut, and right before Mega Flare goes off, she always hits your party with Black Hole to clear any buffs, including Reflect and Shell, which means that you have no way to mitigate the damage from Mega Flare. Mega Flare does about 3,000 damage to the whole party, so in my particular party, Kain is the only character that can survive. If you don't have anyone with over 3,000 health, you're pretty much not going to be able to win this fight. I'm sorry, but that really is just how it is. But Kain's not the only character who will have that kind of health at this point. Cecil's a good example of another character who would qualify if you brought him. Also, Luca or Sid or even Gecko would work. And this fight's really random. The most important thing, since Kain's going to be my only survivor, is I want Kain under as much good status as possible when I go into the next phase of the fight. That means full health and haste. Well, actually, haste is going to get wiped anyway. But I wanted to be in full health for sure. And the other characters only really need help insofar as it helps them survive the mysterious girl's black magic leading up to the final phase of the fight. And I'm keeping Edge on his high-speed setup with the Make-A-You, both because randomly hasting the party is really helpful, though that was a mistake. No, that was just a crit. For a second I thought he might have been weak to throw with how much damage that did, but that was just a lucky crit. But also because Edge is going to be the first character I bring back. And I want him to be as fast as possible, because coming back from only one character alive is really hard. Hey, mysterious girl, can you be just a little less of a jerk? I don't even care if he's already at this point. That's fine. Okay. Is Kain at full health? No, Kain is not at full health. Better just get off any extra attacks I can. The odds of anyone surviving are infinitesimal, but I'll put them at full health since I have a free chance to. And here we go. This will kill everyone but Kain. Kane will immediately Phoenix down edge, and here's where the fun begins. I really just have to hope she does something that gives me an extra turn. If she uses Quake before wasting a turn, then I lose. If she wastes a turn at any point, then I can get everyone back, and I can win the fight. Tornado is a waste of a turn. I now have one to go. Because both characters are going to get a Phoenix down, which lets me get everyone back other than Golbez. Well, I guess I haven't actually won yet. She could still use Quake, which would hit me. That's obnoxious but acceptable. And this brings everyone to enough health that I should be okay. That's gonna kill him. No, it's not. This isn't worth any experience, so it doesn't affect things one way or another if Golbez is dead. I would like to bring them back if I get a chance, but I'd really like to win before the next Mega player goes off, so I'm going to get a little more aggressive. That's not good. Stop that. I'm not going to win before the next Mega player goes off, which is going to make this very difficult. Another turn for 4 on base time, so 4 of those. 4, make 2 go. Whoops! I double-clicked on accident. So Golbez is not coming back. I was hoping he could help me out with the damage. Okay. That's it. The fight is now over. If you did not rescue Ashura and Leviathan, I think the fight goes on a little bit longer, and you're forced to kill him. And you never get Bahamut back, which is, of course, pretty terrible, but you probably weren't using Rydia in the first place if you don't get Bahamut back, so maybe it doesn't affect you. But I'm certainly happy to have Bahamut back. Since, as you've probably seen, I've been doing a ton of damage to every enemy I get a chance to use Leviathan on. And Bahamut's a fair bit stronger than that. And that was honestly an awful boss fight, but she was really uncooperative. The only way she could have been worse would be if she used Quake at the desperate time, but that's just a lose condition and there's nothing you can do about it. So I guess I was lucky she didn't do that. But for now, let's get everyone in good health, and march ourselves down to that final save. Also, I'm going to rearrange my magic to be a little more useful. I have a lot of bad spells way too high on my list right now. I know I have something worthless up here. That should be good. And more importantly, because let's be real, 90% of the summons you use are going to be behind. And you run into mysterious girls in this little hallway as a random encounter, and in this room, but I can just run from them. They're not that fast, and for some reason they don't seem to back attack you all that often. They do sometimes, and if I get a really unlucky back attack, that could be the end of our heroes. Also the end of Golden's. But we're through that. You can talk to them here. They give you whatever silly backstory this game was supposed to have. I'm kind of about 20 floors beyond being terribly interested. But here we meet a much younger mysterious girl, which is interesting because all the others seem exactly identical. And we just kind of tell her to stand in place, which she does, and that opens a door. And it's time to reclaim the crystals. And who better than Golbez to seize all the crystals in the world? If you check out one of the crystals that's not yours, Kane will just tell you that you aren't allowed to take it. There's a bunch of different characters who could say something. It kind of depends on who you have with you. And likewise, for some of these crystals, if you have a specific character with you, you'll get a little note with them being excited to have recovered a crystal they care about. For my party, you're not going to see a whole lot of that. You're just going to see Golbez seizing the crystals once again. I think he's their rightful owner. Not a whole lot of our party members would agree with me. And once you get all 8, you can move on. Forum is excited to have Mysidia's water crystal back. Though, as you probably noticed, the crystals have seen better days, so they're not going to do a lot for us in the short term. But in the long term, you would have a really bad time if you tried to move on without them. And this is the last area. I think there are encounters here, maybe. They're really rare. Odds are I'm going to make it to the end without fighting again. And this is the final save point right here. I'm going to break segment, and I'll be with you guys next time when I finally take out the boss at the bottom of all these depths.